Hey YouTube. I said I would be coming back and I'm back. There is an update in the TD Jakes situation. Now apparently there are more people coming out talking about they've had encounters with Bishop Jakes. Uh I think one of them is the bodyguard for Jakes. Well, the bodyguard for the Potter's house, his church. He's coming out and saying things. Also, there was a case with one of the young boys at the church, and apparently, allegedly, I want to say alleged. I don't know these. None of these are facts. These are just what I've heard. Allegedly, the family that attend the Potter's house was paid off to keep quiet. For the encounter with Jakes and the young man, the young boy. So these are two things. On top of Prophet Manasseh speaking in riddles, pointing arrows low key at Jakes, right? So this is like the third or fourth thing, cause like they coming out, like they're all coming out. Um, I really want to talk about this prophetess named Celeste. I think her name was Celeste, and I'm really intrigued by her because she made this prophecy about the the Bishop Jakes scandal a year or two ago. Or you go to our YouTube channel, you could see the date. Like the original video was like a year or two ago, and it's crazy because this just came out. All of this stuff started happening like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago almost. And she made this prophecy uh almost 2 years ago. Uh, so um, what the hell I was gonna say? So yeah, so I'm just really intrigued by her because she's a real prophet. And in today's world, that's almost unheard of because everybody's a prophet, right? Just like you have the title of a bishop, you can possibly have the title of a prophet, right? And I like her because this is what prophecy actually is, and this is how it was in the Bible. Jonah was a prophet, right? He had to go to Nineveh, but he wasn't jacking it. He didn't want to go. God is like, yo, you're gonna go. You have to tell him what I'm telling you to tell them. And what he had to tell them was not nothing good. That was a prophet back in the day. When prophets came around, it was no good news. You was afraid. You was scared. The prophecies that they giving out today in these little churches, it be things like you gonna have a red BMW by the end of 2024. Praise God for it. Hmm? What? That's a prophecy. Or yes, I seen you in the spirit and you had on a green dress and you were pregnant and you conceived a boy and like fairy tales. And I'm thinking God does not care about materialistic possessions, things like that. If he is giving you a prophecy, it really is for your soul and where you are in your walk with God, right? If you feel like you're going too far off, you need to focus and you need to fast and seek his face more. Maybe that's the message. Uh, it's for correction, right? It's correction. It's not fortune telling, but the prophets of today, the prophets, it's like fortune telling. And then you pay for the prophecy. So yeah, that's a fortune teller. You don't ask them questions; they just kind of tell you what they see, and usually it's always good prosperity things. Money, a check in the mail. I see you're in somebody's will. I see your name in someone's will. A family member, a relative that you didn't know of on your father's side, like things that they just be pulling out of thin air. And then don't you dare call them a fake prophet because they'll just tell you, "Oh, prophecy take time." Yeah, yeah, this is for 10 years later. It's still true. It's gonna come to pass. It's gonna come to pass, and it is so, and it is so, and it's a girl. Bye. Yeah, that no. Prophetess Celeste though. I feel like she's the real thing because you see her, she got the thing on her head. She ain't got no makeup. She's the real deal. She's coming with a word. Like she listen, this is what God said, this, that, and the third. So she's not playing. She don't care. You don't see her with no 10-inch pumps. Like it's not none of that. She means business. I think she's a real prophetess. So I'm intrigued by her because like now I want to follow her ministry. Um, so the Jake's prophecy was like broken down into like sections. The first one I think she said was he's a pedo and he's a homosexual. Now that part, the homosexual part don't bother me. The pedo does obviously, but the homosexual part doesn't bother me because a sin is a sin, whether it's homosexuality or you know whatever. Okay, that was the first part. Then the second part, she was like, "Oh, they're gonna come out. The men are gonna come out. They're just coming out like." Coming out the woodworks like one right after another, and so far that has been happening. So we are on the third person. Well, technically the fourth person, because if you believe it or not, I don't believe it, but they said P Diddy was the first one that came out. Uh, there's been rumored that a young man had been paid off in his church. That's the second one. Then the security guard, bodyguard for the Potter's house named Tyrone. That's the third one. And then Prophet Manasseh, even though he may not come out and say it, I think low key he the fourth one. And I think his videos was about Jake's personally, yes. So there's a few people already that are talking out. Their voice may not be loud enough to hear, but this is why they're all coming out so they can make enough noise so that y'all can hear what they saying. But she said it's gonna be a few of them coming out, and she said more. It's gonna be more. So that's the second part. So the first part was the exposure. The second part was they're going to be flooding in, and then the third part of her prophecy about TD Jakes is God was going to take his life in the pulpit. Now that's very heavy to say, and she's standing 10 toes on that. I can't imagine that 2/3 of the prophecy is true and not the third part of the prophecy. You understand? So that's a very scary and traumatic thing that may take place. Now, just like I said before, prophecies do take time. Sometimes years. So the first part of the exposure that just happened. Now the people are coming out, which is immediately after. Now the fighting, because she said that he would be putting out money with his legal team to fight against and suppress the information. That may take some years. That's not going to be an overnight situation. So when she did say that God will take his life in the pulpit, that may not happen for another 5 to 6 years. I'm not saying I want it to happen, God forbid. But if this prophecy is accurate and she's really hearing from God, I'm just letting you know that a prophecy doesn't necessarily, it has like timestamps on it, It won't just happen in a day, a week, or a month, And so, but something like that it may happen down the line. But this is fierce. She's a fierce one. Because, like I said, 2/3 of the way, she already right. She already right. She's already correct. I wouldn't want to be on her bad side. Like, I don't even want it. What God told you, keep it to yourself. I don't even want to hear it. Just stay on her good side at all times. But that's it. That's the update. You know what I'm saying? People are talking about her, but they're talking about the scandal itself more than her. And I find that kind of weird because, well, no, but at the same time, she spoke about this, and so nobody knew her until after the scandal. Then everybody found her videos, and then she started going viral. So I'm just paying attention just like y'all are. And so the update really is that there's more people coming out against Bishop Jakes. And that might be going on for a while. I'm not going to keep making videos about a new person here and there and there and there. I'm tired of the Jake situation. Honestly, I don't care. But I do want to follow her ministry just to keep an eye on her because she just seemed like she was sent. as the voice of God. Honestly, I can't say. So far, it does seem like she's accurate. And so, like I said before, she's an accurate prophetess, not like these rinky dinky ones out here. Okay, prophetess so and so, so and so and so in Brooklyn, and then prophet this one in Queens, and then let's go up to Utica, New York. The prophetess so and so up there. Like no, the name, the title prophet is given out like candy, but these people are not really doing prophecy the right way, or they're not really walking in that the way they say they are. So, and I think she has this gift um, maintained very well. I think she might be, like I said, the real deal. And that's it, y'all. I'm tired. I'm going to bed later.